Just when I thought she would let me go, she sucked me back in.
やってやりましょうよ先輩地鶏唐揚げパックっすよ
Now listen, you want to make popcorn chicken, you need to use chicken thighs. The fat content and the overall tenderness of the chicken from the chicken thighs is just so much better than chicken breast. Now you want to cut this chicken thigh into 1.5 to 2 inch chunks of chicken. You can go smaller if you want, but then you have a lot more breading around the chicken versus the actual chicken on the inside. Or you can just make chicken strips, chicken tenders, chicken nuggets, really do whatever chicken you want. Now since we are making the popcorn chicken Nagatoro had, I am cutting them into that 1.5 to 2 inch size. Now for the marinade, you're going to need 1 large orange, or you can also use lemon if you don't want anything too sweet. The orange and the citrus gives it a nice pop and a nice flavor, so I really like using it here for this application. The next part of the marinade is going to be 200 milliliters of whole milk with 1 whole egg whisked into it. And Paul, try not to make a mess. I mean, at least you're using the bowl underneath it to catch all of your dripping. After whisking it very poorly in the worst bowl of choice, place the milk and the egg mixture into that marinade, followed by 1 large spoonful of honey. What is that look? Now this honey is way too delicious to waste, so make sure you lick your finger and then immediately wash your hands. Season this with a few heavy pinches of salt and a few cracks of black pepper. This is all you're going to need for your chicken marinade. The reason why we're making the marinade like this is to counteract the spicy coating we're going to use later. And look at you picked the right lid on the first shot. Now make sure you close the cabinet behind you, and I guess you can do this move. Could you get it? Nice. Okay, that's fine. Let this hang out for about an hour. Now while the chicken is marinating, I'm gonna make the spice blend we're gonna use to finish the popcorn chicken with later. This is something I made up on the live stream that I used for the pork buns, which was absolutely fantastic, and I wanted to share that with you guys right now. Also, very spicy, very delicious. Now to make this spice blend, we're going to need 3 dried habaneros, 5 grams of Szechuan peppercorn, and 5 grams of black pepper. Now add your habaneros and your Szechuan peppercorn to your mortar and pestle and start breaking this down. Okay. And after creating your smoke bomb, you should have everything nicely ground up. Once you have the habanero and the Szechuan peppercorn ground up, place that into whatever bowl you want and then add your black pepper. If you're using whole black peppercorns, you can add those to the mix first and then grind everything together. And then make sure you hit it with a heavy pinch of salt. Give it a stir and you're done. Oh, it's so spicy. I'm just gonna cover this. We're just gonna cover this. That's done. I'm done with you. After marinating this for like however long the League of Legends game is, maybe like 45 minutes, these are ready to deep fry. Now we can have popcorn chicken while we play more League. Now for the breading station, I also like to use cornstarch for my breading station, so we're using 1 part cornstarch to 2 parts all-purpose flour for one of the breading stations. Make sure you season both the panko and that flour with salt. Get those slightly mixed together just so that way the salt is evenly distributed. Now grab a couple of chunks of your chicken out of your marinade and place them directly into your flour mixture first. Make sure to not overcrowd that flour. Now remove some of the marinade from your chicken and place it into a smaller bowl. This is going to be another part of your breading station. Now coat the chicken with as much flour cornstarch mixture as you can, really making sure it's totally coated, and then start dropping those pieces of chicken into the marinade. Remove them from the marinade, place them into the panko, and when you place it into the panko, make sure you do get a total coverage on this as well, pressing it down so all of that breadcrumb sticks to it. Once you have these nice pieces of chicken, place these onto your sheet tray, and then repeat the process for as much chicken as you're going to deep fry. I only dredged and breaded 1/2 of the chicken that I had used, because now I can save the rest for later, so when we make it for dinner, it's going to be fresh. Now once your chicken is nicely breaded, bring this over to the stove where you have your oil already nicely heated. I have my oil at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm using a wok just because I feel like the wok is one of the best ways to deep fry anything. Place your chicken into your oil, making sure you don't overcrowd it. I was able to fit all the chicken in one shot, so that was really nice. Poke it around a bit so it doesn't stick to the bottom, and after around 4 or 5 minutes, you should have some beautifully golden brown chicken. After removing them from the oil, immediately hit it with that spicy seasoning. And I'm gonna agree with Paul on this one. This is the response you should have. And I'm just gonna let you enjoy the beautiful sounds of crispy fried chicken. You gotta admit, that sound is absolutely magical. Now I wanted to try to plate this up like Nagatoro had it, which was basically a paper cup. I had a Dutch Brothers cup laying around and I was really happy with just being able to cut this in half and using this as my vessel. Feel free to just use a regular bowl or a cup or just eat it straight out of that metal bowl we had earlier. Now plate up all of your popcorn chicken as gracefully and as high as you possibly can in your paper cup. And again, you could just eat it off the cutting board for all I care. Once you have it all stacked, your Nagatoro super spicy popcorn chicken is ready to be devoured. This is so crispy, so crunchy, so delicious. There it is, the very spicy, just like Nagatoro, popcorn chicken. Some of the pieces that I made were a little big, but I mean, who cares? Now they're basically chicken nuggets, so you complaining? I'm not complaining. The aroma coming off of the spice blend that we made, in addition to the freshly fried chicken, it's absolutely mouthwatering, and let's see if we can... Wow. spicy, crunchy, juicy, tingling sensation from the Szechuan peppercorns plus the layers of pepper. That is fantastic. A little sweetness from the marinade. This is delicious. You should make this right now over at chefpk.com. I have all the recipes if you guys want to check those out. My name is Chef PK. Get subscribed and remember, keep playing with your food. This is just so easy to eat.